was resold over and over and over again, the same piece of debt. So they're saying that you sold us debt originally. Now we've discovered that you've sold us the same debt 10, 15, 20, 30 times, and you're charging us 30 times the interest on the same piece of debt.
You're selling us our own supposed debt back over and over again, and that's how you get bizarrisms like Bank of America foreclosing on $1 million house they never owned or had a deed to, and it was paid for in cash. It's just pure criminal evil.
Yeah, so Greece then becomes, as I mentioned at the top of the show, the European banks own the Greek debt. That is going to go down. However, the European banks bought insurance on their debt in the form of credit default swaps that were sold to them by American banks. So if what their American banks are trying to do is to bleed Greece to death without an outright default, because it's a game that they're playing, a very high-stakes global risk game. If Greece outright defaults, then American banks are going to go under in a huge way because they own the insurance on the debt. So they're trying to bleed Greece to death without it going into outright default.
And Max, a lot of unsophisticated Americans or others may say, well, good, let's bleed them, that'll help us. No, the banksters will then continue the next phase against us. This is going to be painful either way. It's time to default on it all, bring the bankers down, arrest them, remonetize the system, as Ron Paul has said, through proper congressionally controlled money. It's time for the Federal Reserve, global Soros crime syndicate to go down. You know, they're holding us hostage, saying too big to fail. It's going to hurt, but it's going to hurt worse if we let this monster pull us down with it.
That's right. And as we described it earlier, right next door to this hotel is another hotel where Steve Forbes and the International Chamber of Commerce are licking their chops 50 feet from the rock-throwing protesters discussing how to carve up the assets of Greece. You saw this as well, Dr. Tabras.
Yes. They did meeting here in the first months of 2010 of January. They called here all the international sharks of the market. You know them. All of them, they were here. Paulson Fund, Soros, all of them. And they organized first how to collapse the Greek market, how to manipulate this market, and then following the same formula of what they did in Greece, they start making the same game all around Europe. They did the same on Portugal, on Ireland, and they will follow with that even in Spain and in Italy. Don't worry, they will do it.
Remember, Alex, in Iceland, 6 months before it collapsed, I made a film about the collapse of Iceland, and I met with the Lehman brokers and other Wall Street brokers discussing the collapse of the country and the currency and how they were going to profit from it. And that's what they do. They collapse countries now to profit from the collapse using these derivatives and short sales and naked short sales. And as they get bigger, and as you go through the chain of events, you go take down a Greece, then an Ireland, then you go after a Spain, which is a lot bigger.
A big juicy.
And then you become a monster, and then you can attack Great Britain. You can actually go after America, and that's the end game.
Absolutely, and they've stated all of this, and they need to be clapped in irons immediately. These are economic terrorists. But here's the good news, and I want to get Dr. Tabras' take and your take on this in closing. We got 3 minutes left, Max. This has been very historical, the reportage here today, and I want to thank you for giving us these exclusives here at Infowars.com, the syndicated broadcast. It looks like they're failing in Greece. What does it mean that the Prime Minister is set to step down? Where do we go from here?
Oh, the Prime Minister will stay Prime Minister. Don't worry, nothing will change here. Because unfortunately, it's not the Greek people that decides. It's not the Greek parliament that decides. They just following orders coming from abroad. They're just following orders coming from international banks and speculators. This is a game, and today, believe me, what happened in the Greek parliament today and yesterday was a shame against democracy, because yesterday, all deputies, they couldn't enter in the parliament because people were outside and they were really angry, believe me. And they make something just to make to the people to think that something different could happen today. But today, Prime Minister was again in the parliament. He spoke against to his deputies, to his parliamentary team, and he said simply that nothing will change. We have to pay all these derivatives debts. We have to continue to pay for all our lives, and nothing will change. That is a game, unfortunately.
But from what I get in the news, the European markets are crashing, and a lot of experts are thinking that Greece is going to default openly. I mean, isn't that what we're looking for here, Max?
Well, a lot of the volatility is induced to create trading opportunities. Yeah. Who are people, and we saw this in the Citibank story you can look up from a couple of weeks ago. They spread a false rumor to create volatility, to profit from the volatility. There's a lot of false rumors going on in the markets to create wild swings. No, I understand
wild swings, but overall, Greece is standing up.
Nobody has got the illusions, fake illusions here, Alex. This is a street fight. This is a brawl, and the people are bare knuckling it. And there's blood in the streets here. I can tell you firsthand. And they're not going to go away, but it's not going to be an easy fight, Alex.
All right, the fight is on. Thank you, Max Keiser. Thank you, Dr. Tobras.
Do you want to learn more about preparing for the hard times ahead? Have you ever thought about actually getting off the grid and becoming truly self-reliant? Introducing Off the Grid News, a weekly newsletter for independent Americans who want practical advice on how to survive and even prosper in an increasingly dangerous world. It's the best way to get a black belt in emergency preparedness, survival skills, and off-the-grid living. Packed with hard-hitting information on gardening, food preparation, alternative energy, and home security, there's simply nothing like it. And the best part, this $100 annual subscription is now free of charge. Simply sign up today and you'll also get our hard-hitting report, Food Shock, Why 2011 Could Be the Single Most Important Year in American History to Plant a Family Garden. It's absolutely free for listeners who sign up at offthegridnews.net. That's offthegridnews.net. Get your free Food Shock right now at offthegridnews.net.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now, new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Hi, I'm Mark Craighead, founder of Crossbreed Holsters. I designed our top-selling holster, the Super Tuck Deluxe, to solve the problems of being poked, pinched, and gouged while carrying concealed. The Super Tuck Deluxe is the most comfortable, most concealable holster on the market today. We offer a 2-week free trial and a lifetime warranty.
Visit us at crossbreedholsters.com. Don't forget, crossbreedholsters.com.
235 years ago, our forefathers signed the Declaration of Independence to escape tyranny and oppression. Today, there is a need to reinforce that declaration. What can we do to protect our health as a nation and in our homes from those who wish to control the quality of our air and water? To find out, you need to visit airandaqua.com right now or call 612-767-2777. You will receive a free copy of our Constitution, a newsletter, and bonus items. airandaqua.com. Purify your life today.
What would you do with a check for $25,000? What if you could eliminate all of your credit card debt in 90 days and keep all of your money? Hi, I'm Jason Davenport, and I've just completed ZeroDebt100.com, a program that stops and prevents debt collections of all kinds, including debt collectors and foreclosures, with guaranteed results. Forget loan modification. Zero Debt showed me how to get the banks to pay my property taxes and insurance while stopping my foreclosure without paying one dime. An attorney tried to garnish my wages, but the court denied his request because of what I filed from the Zero Debt program. Find out how I did this by calling Zero Debt today at 800-477-9256. Tell them Jason sent you and ask for the Zero Debt special and the free bonus promotion about stopping an IRS levy and getting your money back. Tell them Jason sent you and call 800-477-9256. 800-477-9256. That's 800-477-9256 or visit www.zerodebt100.com.
Weiner is giving his resignation speech right now, but Congressman Weiner is only an errand boy sent by a grocer to collect a bill, as Colonel Kurtz would say, by the crony capitalist, non-free market George Soros class that pushes socialism through government to collectivize our wealth and then transfer it to themselves. And you see great examples of this with the big mega central banks. But I've seen one of the clearest examples in a long time with Formula One. You know about Jerry Jones up in Arlington, Dallas area, getting over $1 billion for Cowboy stadiums. You've seen it in countless other cases where they claim a stadium's going to be $500 million and ends up being $1 billion or more, and it's taxpayer money. And they sell it that, well, we'll sell this debt, we'll sell these bonds, and then you'll get all this business. Well, here's the deal. Doing research on the owner and really the creator of modern Formula One, he's made almost all of his money in Europe by dozens of tracks being built by government money. And now he's got track projects going on, 2 of them, here in the United States. And here's Bloomberg Business Week. Goes on to say the state of Texas is planning to fund, but they've got to get Austin, where I live, in the county, to pony up the largest portion of it, $250 million of taxpayer money and tax breaks. So you don't have to pay taxes, and you get our money to build this giant Formula One complex. Now, this individual, his daughter, Petra Ecclestone, 22, he just gave her $4 billion. He's worth $23 billion and growing. And now he's moving the Formula One franchise more and more to the United States, expanding it. And he wants $250 million, and of course it always goes over, to build this giant modern Formula One facility out in East Austin. All the local real estate moguls are getting special deals on it. The politicians are getting front row seats and cozying up. Most of them sell out for nothing. And here she is, fat off of European taxpayer money, now becoming fat off American taxpayer money, getting the biggest mansion, 57,000 square feet in Los Angeles, 57,000 square feet. That's just the main house. There's some other buildings. Biggest mansion in the United States, $150 million, Aaron Spelling. And don't worry, she's got another $100 million mansion. And most of their profits, you see, are from the facilities being given to them free. Now, this is why no one can compete with the globalists. They control the issuance of currency and credit, but as if that's not enough, they get taxpayers to pay for their sports stadiums, their Formula One tracks, their NASCAR tracks, and I hear idiots calling to talk radio and go, good, it'll be good for our economy, it'll be good for our economy. Oh, social's health care is going to be good. Oh, yeah, the insurance companies write the health care to make 35 million Americans buy it, to control what doctors can give you care-wise, to lower the cost. They have Obama's surrogates come out and say you're a racist if you don't want government-run health care, crony capitalist health care. It's not even socialist. Socialism doesn't exist. It's always a scam. It's always so they can domesticate you and control you and skim most of it off for themselves. And then thousands of companies, the first one, of course, McDonald's, all their employees don't get it, but the hamburger place next door has to. This is mafia government, selective enforcement, General Electric, running the carbon tax laws, running the White House Economic Council. They are exempt from the carbon taxes, exempt from the new rules. The head of Energy, Department of Energy, announces massive shutdowns of coal plants, 52% of our energy in the U.S., but not GE. They can build all they want. They don't have to upgrade. This is the nature of it. And I've got to pay my money so that this woman can live in $150 million mansions. I've got to see cops told that the economy's imploding and they've got to write more tickets, so they're everywhere. All these new taxes, and the cops think write more tickets to pay for their salary. Meanwhile, more and more of the money goes offshore, goes into these bond deals the cities and counties have done. And we're going to go just like third world nations. We're going to be just like Argentina, just like Venezuela, just like Nigeria. It's over. when corruption comes in and when special groups come in and buy your politicians off and can openly exempt themselves from the laws they've passed, Big Agra, trying to pass laws to openly shut down local farms and ranches where they can't even operate. There's so many regulations. They are exempt. This is so transparent, so brazen, so criminal, it makes me want to